Hi, I'm Stephen McHale, one of the priests here at Christ Episcopal Church in Alameda. I'm up here in our choir loft, spinning around in circles with my phone right now. The theme for 2021 at Christ Church has been Keep the Light On. This is in response to COVID, just trying to keep things going and trying to keep the light of Christ alive in this community. We are also literally keeping the light on by this week changing the light bulbs. And in a church this tall, that turns out to be a gigantic hassle and causes a lot of how many Episcopalians does it take to change a light bulb. It involves a lift and a crew and electricians and all that. So we are literally here at Christ Church keeping the light on through COVID and bouncing back here in 2021.
Hello, and greetings from Alameda. I'm Stacy D'Ambrose, Senior Warden of Christ Church. I'd like to share some experiences and talk about where we find God in our midst during this pandemic. In the early weeks of the shutdown, we bumbled through getting our services online, but with the perseverance of our talented rector, Stephen McHale, and many technophiles, we turned our weekly worship services into quite a feat of technology. We now regularly splice in video clips of the readings. We ooh and ah at the videos of the children's activities, like flowering the Easter cross. We also converted our ministry meetings to Zoom. To keep it catchy, we call them which stands for Marvelous Monthly Monday Ministry Meetings, or something like that. Meetings are filled with helping everyone adapt to Zoom, laughing at how long everyone's hair got, and feeling a sense of closeness by seeing pets and children wander in and out of the camera view. Sometimes we get to wish the little ones a good night's sleep as they wander off to bed. We also found new ways to stay connected as a community. One of my favorites was the goodie bags we delivered to everyone in the parish for our Faithful Giving campaign, for Christmas, and for Easter. Filling the bags with service bulletins, activities, and goodies, for me, was a tactile form of prayer. Being Episcopalians, we often think of prayer as communication with God just inside our heads. But I found this experience of stuffing and delivering goodie bags to be an intimate way to honor our relationship with God through every member of our parish. COVID-19 has been brutal. We will feel the effects of this pandemic and its economic impacts for years to come. And yet, many of us have been called, again, to dig deeply into the question, who is my neighbor? And isn't that exactly what God wants us to do? Peace be with you.
Greetings, Bishop Mark. Thanks for visiting Christ Church Alameda. I wanted to share with you a bit about ministries with children and youth. Right now, I am with 8 of our middle schoolers at the Bishop's Ranch for our second pandemic retreat. On March 1st, 2020, I was welcomed as Associate Rector. 10 days later, the diocese suspended all in-person services. And within another 10 days, we launched Family Online Chapel, providing a space for children to gather for prayer, music, and community. Like most everything else, confirmation and youth gatherings moved online as well. We even started a weekly online gathering for parents called Cooped Up Parent Social Hour to support parents adjusting to lockdown. For both last year's and this year's Easter Vigil, children and youth created amazing videos depicting stories of salvation from the Hebrew Bible. In July, with the help of many volunteers, we also hosted online Vacation Bible School focused on the Exodus. Middle schoolers explored the book of Genesis, and high schoolers participated in an adaptation of the racial justice curriculum, Sacred Ground. During Advent, St. Nicholas visited Family Online Chapel, and we hosted an online Christmas party and pageant. Not everything has been online, though. We painted a mural, hosted regular beach cleanups, helped out at Youth Spirit Artworks Tiny Village, and hosted garden prayer, midweek walks, a Day of the Dead altar, and flowering of the cross for Easter. 4 youth also serve as Sunday liturgy videographers. I am so grateful for all the commitment, care, and hard work of the amazing members of all ages at Christ Church.
I'm out here on the street. We put in this sign a few years ago. It only took us 151 years to get a proper sign in front of our church. You'll notice, in a nod to my Northwestern heritage, "Come As You Are" is also the title of one of my favorite Nirvana songs. We've got another band over here, the Beatles, posted in front of the church. And for scale, there's my dog, Bear.
My name is Greg Mira, and I am the vestry liaison to the Social Justice Ministry. In the past year, we have spent a good deal of time focusing on and learning about social justice topics and how it has not only impacted our friends and neighbors, but also has helped us to begin to create a framework for addressing these issues, as we should as Christians and followers of Christ's teachings and examples. Last summer, one of our youth held a Racial Justice Forum series, where we learned about and discussed how systemic racism affects displaced and excluded communities. In August of last year, in conjunction with the Adult Spiritual Formation Ministry, we started the 10-part Sacred Ground curriculum created by the Episcopal Church. We also plan to hold another session this summer to allow additional parishioners to complete the curriculum. The parish also continued our social justice cause of the month, supporting organizations such as Men Creating Peace, Children Rising, Black Organizing Project, Alameda County Court-appointed Special Advocates, Bay Area Anti-Trafficking Coalition, Alameda Lunch Elves, which supports Operation Dignity, Building Futures, and the Villages of Love, Alameda Point Collaborative Children and Youth Programs, Alameda Firefighters Toy Program. We also were able to hold a delivery-only community Thanksgiving dinner, putting together and delivering over 400 meals to our neighbors in Alameda. Finally, the vestry had several sessions on intercultural conflict and development at our annual retreat in February, and we continue to refine and build our intercultural skills. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Elisa Racera, and I want to briefly share about how Christ Church makes caring for our unsheltered neighbors a priority in Alameda. In 2018, Christ Church partnered with the City of Alameda, Building Futures for Women and Children, as well as 14 groups of volunteers across the island to launch the Alameda Warming Shelter. The Alameda Warming Shelter runs from December to April during the potentially colder and wetter Bay Area months. The Alameda Warming Shelter has served up to 25 guests on nights that are below 40 degrees or have a 50% chance of rain. The Alameda Warming Shelter provides a warm dinner and breakfast, personal supplies, safe and warm space with a sleeping bag and sleeping mat, as well as resources for social services. The program came at a defined moment in our national struggle to support and care for unhoused folks. Alameda at the time had around 200. This last year proved that the needs have only increased. Due to COVID safety concerns and restrictions, our third season served our Alameda Warming Shelter folks at a local hotel. They were provided with warm, safe space, daily meals, as well as a 90-day residency at the hotel space. Since then, they have all been relocated into single resident occupancy. 1 year ago, we also launched the Alameda Lunch Elves, who partner with Alameda organizations, the Village of Love, Building Futures, as well as Operation Dignity. They all serve unhoused citizens of Alameda. We provide a healthy lunch Monday through Friday that are created by over 60 households of volunteers across the island. We're grateful for the opportunity to continue to deepen our service practices, as well as hold hope that someday all citizens will have access to safe housing, food, and support.
Hello, Bishop Mark. Thank you so much for the opportunity to report in on the Christ Episcopal Church Shower Program, which has been a tremendous labor of love for many folks, both within the CEC community as well as the greater Alameda community for some time now during COVID. We are so delighted that after many months of collaboration, both financially and with time through the City of Alameda, we have constructed 2 standalone shower stalls by which we are able on a weekly basis to invite what has now become 5 to 6 consistent guests every Sunday afternoon. This is something that was born out of the rich desire of our community to partner amongst ourselves, but also with the greater community to bring forward the beloved community through direct outreach. And it is absolutely a delight to be able to share that this has come to fruition after all this time. We look forward to you coming and witnessing it for yourself and to reporting in the future how this expression of our outreach faith has taken root among other groups and that we have been able to serve those in need. Thank you so much.
God bless you all. Thanks for visiting Christ Church with us this weekend. Bishop Mark, thank you for being with us. Go with God, everybody.